G'day, welcome to day 5 of the 6 key ingredients to a successful Pythonista. My name is Julian and I'm going to take you through tutorial paralysis today. I'm going to talk about what tutorial paralysis is, I'm going to talk about what the causes are, we're going to talk about what it is you can do about it, and we're going to talk about one simple concept that you can keep in mind as you do that solution, as you work through it. So without further ado, let's get straight into the content. I don't want to keep you, I want you to take some action, and we'll jump straight in. Alright, we're here on day 5, beating tutorial paralysis. Let's dive in. First thing we'll cover off is what is tutorial paralysis. Now this might sound a bit crazy, but it really is just being paralyzed by tutorials. It's the act of getting caught up in too much learning, and I know that sounds a bit insane, but the thing is, what we tend to do is we tend to watch course after course, YouTube video after YouTube video, heck, even videos like the one you're watching now. Not going to sugarcoat it. You can get caught in tutorial paralysis by watching stuff like you're watching now with me too many times, over and over again, without taking action. So it might be in the form of a book, it might be in the form of seeking help from people, it might be in the form of, I don't know, some sort of online course, like from Udemy or wherever it might be. The point is, the paralysis comes in when you don't break the cycle, when you just continuously do these things, take these courses, read these books, and nothing changes. So you might find yourself in these situations where you've been doing a course or multiple courses throughout the year, and you get to 7 months into the year or something like that, and you find nothing has changed. You haven't solved any problems, you haven't fixed anything, you're still in that essentially the same spot you were in with your goals and everything before you even started. So if you were setting out to learn Python as an example, and you did nothing but course after course, what do you have to show for it at the end? You might have these intangible skills that you've picked up from the course, but what have you done with it? How has it helped you? How do you know, how do you quantify that you actually learn these things and that they've aided you in any way? So the tutorial paralysis is where we tend to just get caught up in watching these things and reading these things and consuming this content over and over without fail in a chain, and nothing gets done. So what are the causes of tutorial paralysis? Now, why do we do it? Well, the biggest one is a fear of failure, because the second we stop doing that course, the second we finish it, the second we stop reading that book, it's crunch time. We have to put our money where our mouth is, and we have to be able to show that we learned something. We need to be able to show it by doing, so you might take it to work, and you might have to build something, you might have to design something, you might have to solve a problem, but there is that fear of failure. So we always find a reason to say, oh, I need to learn one more thing. I just need to pick up another book. Just need to read another chapter, On that note, the other fear is the fear of getting your ideas and code out in front of people. So a lot of time we will get stuck in watching these videos saying we need to learn one more thing, because we're not just afraid of the failure, but we're afraid of people judging us. We're afraid of being laughed at. We're afraid of that criticism when we submit a code review and we get people coming back saying, well, that was crap, or that was rubbish, or you need to fix this. Even if it isn't bad feedback, it could just be constructive criticism, but we definitely find that difficult to swallow, a bitter pill to swallow when we put so much time and effort into it. So we find reasons to keep reading and to keep watching these videos. Next up, we have a lack of confidence in your own abilities. And what I mean by that is, well, if you have to put something out there, if you have to show the world that you have learned something from this course or from that book or from whatever, you essentially are putting yourself out there, and you have to be confident that you learned something. And so regardless of the reading, regardless of the watching, if you don't have the confidence in your own abilities, you're just going to keep making that excuse to watch more, consume more, until you feel confident. And I'm telling you now, that feeling will never come. Doesn't matter how many courses you take, doesn't matter what you do, that feeling will not come until you do something. I'll get to that in a minute. The next thing is no goals. If you don't have a goal set, if you don't know what you're even doing this for, then how else are you going to know to stop? How else are you going to tell yourself, this is enough, now I need to get working? So if you don't have any goals set, don't expect to get out of this loop of tutorial paralysis. Same thing goes for this one. No clear direction in what you're working on. If you don't know why you're building what you're building, say you are working on a project and you need to learn something, right? If you don't know what direction that project is going in, if you don't know the skills you need to learn to build that app or to essentially succeed at what you're doing, well then you don't have direction and you don't know what you're working on. You're just essentially watching things for the sake of it, hoping that that's going to help you at some point on your project. On that note, you might have a lack of focus. That's another reason. We have a lack of focus. We think, oh, shiny, not something new, some new framework to try out, some new database type to play with, some new, update to Python, and you just get sucked into all these new crazy technologies and things to try, that you just get stuck watching course after course, video after video, reading book after book. So without that focus to stay on track, you get stuck in tutorial paralysis. And the last one is something that's debatable, and I'm sure people are going to argue, and I don't care. The reality is we have been trained to, in a lifetime of study. You think about the schooling that we did, you think about everything that we've gone through in our lives. When it came to learning something, it was that constant aspect of you read a book, you do a course, you take a test. And that's pretty much it. And this mentality that we all have carries over to our own journeys of trying to learn Python, to learn how to be good developers, to learn how to be effective developers. We think nothing but study is going to get us there, that we have to take course after course, that we have to get certification after certification. But the reality is, it's not always the solution. These things are great because they teach you some things, but they don't teach you everything. A lot of that comes from what I'm going to show you next. So the best way to get over this tutorial paralysis is to, and I'm sure I've alluded to it a few times now, it's to build. You have to build. You have to do something. You have to take action. Think of it this way. If you've got a Lego set at home, you can read the instructions 1,000 times. You can look at the pieces 1,000 times, but until you actually sit there and start building it, and you have that intentional goal of, I want to get from these pieces on the ground to a fully functional built truck, whatever it might be. I say truck because I've got a Mack truck behind me. If you get that focus in on what you want to build, then you will know what you need to learn. And then the tutorials and the reading and the courses and everything, then they come into their own. Then they're effective because you know exactly what it is you need to learn to be able to build. So when you know what it is that you are building, when you have a goal, when you know what it is that you need to learn, then you get out of tutorial paralysis and those courses become effective. So the key part here is to build something. It is to think. It is to solve a problem. Think about the problems, the pains that you might have when it comes to coding, when it comes to a manual process that you might be dealing with day to day, whether it be at work, whether it be at home. Could be something as simple as just you've got manual backups running, something you could automate. These are the things you should start thinking about if you're struggling for ideas on what to build. But at the end of the day, listening to the people around you is one of the most effective ways to figure out what it is you can build, because people all day will be telling you what their problems are. And if you have that coding thought of, I can solve that in code, then you know what to build. What I'd like you to do is, below this video, there will be a link for a portfolio assessment. This is a Google Doc, and I'd like you to make a copy of it. You can't edit it. It's read only. Make a copy of it, and then I want you to fill it out, because there are questions in it that will guide you through some thought processes, some mindset concepts, and it will help you figure out what you want to build. And what this will do is it will help you form some goals around it. It'll help you really flesh out why you want to build something and get that motivation going, because you need to have the goal, you need to have the why, you need to have the that sort of enthusiasm in it, not just build something for the sake of building, but build something because you want to. And that's the key to staying on track to build it. So the key here is to build. I know it sounds so simple after all this talk about what causes tutorial paralysis, but the reality is it is that simple. Get in there and just start coding. Get in there, start building from the ground up, and you will get so much more progress. You will see so much more progress than ever before, even after you've spent 6 months watching videos. The next thing I'll quickly touch on before we finish this off is the Hedgehog Concept. If you haven't heard of it, this is from Jim Collins' book, also called The Hedgehog Concept. Good to great companies operate in the intersection of 3 circles. So essentially they do these 3 things. When they operate, when they build things, whatever it is they do things that they are deeply passionate about. And this is what I meant from that portfolio assessment. It helps you flesh out what you're enthusiastic about, what you want to do. So you have to have that passion, right? Then you also work on things that you can be the best in the world at. So it might be something to do with Python. It might be whatever it is that the problem you are solving with Python, you could be the best at. The things that you are really good at. So it insinuates knowledge. It insinuates skill in that space. And finally, what best drives your economic or resource engine? That's a bit of a mouthful. So essentially what that means is what's going to give you money? What's going to drive some economic growth? So if we were to translate that, and when it comes to building and learning, build something you are passionate about. Something that leverages your existing skills. So there's the knowledge piece, your domain knowledge, and that has the potential of earning you some economic benefit over time. Okay, so you marry those 3 things together and you will find something that will blow your mind. This will be the thing that excites you. It will be the thing that you keep running home to because you can't wait to build it. This will be something that will help you really find success. So implement this Hedgehog Concept as you think about apps to build and get cracking on building that app. So in review, tutorial paralysis is getting caught in the learning cycle and never taking action. Taking action is the key part. Reading book after book, watching video after video, we've all been there, including us. So the key is to take action by building and use that portfolio assessment to really flesh out your idea and the why, the motivation, and build some goals around it. Then consider the Hedgehog Concept. So passion, skill, economic benefit, the trifecta. Get those 3 things in, you'll be in for a winner. And finally, here's the key. When you've filled out the portfolio assessment, book a call with myself and Bob so we can run through it with you. We would love to run through that portfolio assessment. This is something that we've built based on our experiences, something that we use all the time, even when we flesh out new ideas. And it's something that we would love to walk you through. We'd love to talk to you about it. We'd love to see how you go. So definitely go to this link, go.onesub.com/Pybites, and that'll bring up a calendar where you can then book some time with us to get on the phone. And that's it. Righto, so there you have it. That's day 5, tutorial paralysis covered. Hope you learned something new there and got some inspiration to break that cycle if you are in it, because we all tend to get caught in it at some point. So remember, the takeaway here is to build, and the last thing is fill out that portfolio assessment and get on a call with us. Make sure you go to that link, go.onesub.com/Pybites, and book a call with myself and Bob so we can run through that portfolio assessment with you. We'd love to talk to you. Looking forward to it. Other than that, stay tuned. Tomorrow, day 6, the last day of this 6-day mini course, and looking forward to talking to you then.